Released in 2001, the first Shrek movie is coming up on its 20th birthday. It's easy to look back and see why it's one of the best movies of its decade, but it set a new standard for comedy in animated films that is still hard to beat. Welcome to Cinema Pills. Today we're discussing 10 reasons why the animated classic Shrek was and still is one of the best animated movies of all time. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with our content. We love having you here with us, and we want you to stay with us in the future as well. Alright, let's get into it. Number 10. The movie is incredibly fun. There are very few movies out there that are as fun to watch as Shrek. This is due to a number of flawless elements that were incorporated into the film by the creators.
Ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No.
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white hairs?
No. Layers.
Yes, the direction of movies has changed somewhat over the years, but we would argue that this movie still holds its own. The writers of Shrek also displayed an incredible ability to combine the element of fun with a great script. Even some Oscar-winning movies don't deliver on this. They may be amazing movies, but they don't make them fun. On the other side of the coin, you have some movies that are incredibly fun, but don't deliver with amazement. Shrek has them both. It is amazing and fun at the same time. To this day, this hasn't changed. Number 9. All ages can enjoy it. One of the most difficult things for any writer to pull off is to make a script that is targeted to kids, but still enjoyable for adults. So many children's movies don't take the parents into consideration, forgetting that they make up just as much of the audience. Shrek was perfectly tailored to reach people of all ages. Children could connect with the characters and their quirky natures, but adults connected with the many adult-oriented jokes that the writers threw in there. It not only kept the attention of the adults, but it captured their love as well. Nowadays, you're just as likely to see an adult watching the movie alone as you are to see them with a child. That'll do, DreamWorks. That'll do. Number 8. The animation is still on point. Since Shrek first came out, computer animation has taken enormous strides as far as the quality and detail. Even seeing such movies as Monsters, Inc., Tangled, or Frozen show how far the industry has come. But still, Shrek holds its own. Now, the level of animation that we are talking about extends far past the detailed or realistic standard. Do the characters look realistic? Nah, not really. But what was portrayed, we would argue, is artistic. The effects used were obviously cartoonish, but the way they added to the movie was what stood out. The animation was crisp, colorful, detailed, and incredibly imaginative. Number 7. It pokes fun at the best things. Who doesn't love a good parody movie? Believe it or not, that's exactly what Shrek is. Other parody movies like The Naked Gun, Spaceballs, Scary Movie, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail all poke fun at a concept or an idea. That's what we have here, a comical twist that puts a much lighter spin on fairy tale creatures. Take Robin Hood, for example. He was an incredibly flamboyant performer.
I steal from the rich and give to the needy.
Takes away percentage.
But I'm not greedy. I rescue pretty damsels. Man, I'm good.
Three Blind Mice were incredibly aloof.
What a lovely bed. Gotcha! I found some cheese.
Three Little Pigs had a catchy German accent.
Watch the cake.
Oh, where's the cake?
It's a cake. Yeah.
What?
What an amazing job the creators did with the various characters. It is one of the many things that stays in our mind and makes us laugh, taking old characters and making them something new. Number 6, the concept was incredible. Too many movies nowadays seem to play off the same old concepts. Even when movies are remade or sequels are made, they seem to chase after the hype of the older films. Shrek is nothing like that. As far as the original idea, no one had done anything like that up to that point. Even since then, there have been few movies to come up with such a unique and creative concept. Even the sequels were original. Some of the characters remained the same, but the story and the plot to each movie was completely unique. When compared to other franchises like Star Wars, which pretty much made sequels that were replicas of the original trilogy, Shrek writers really show that they are able to come up with new things. Number 5, it had an all-star cast. Before his untimely death in 1997, Chris Farley was slated to voice the character of Shrek. He even did a few read-throughs. After his death, though, DreamWorks tapped Mike Myers to bring his comedic spin to the character. Not only did he nail it, he was made even better by his co-stars Eddie Murphy and Cameron Diaz. Myers, in a dramatic last-minute decision, decided to give Shrek that iconic Scottish accent that we know and love. When paired with the fast-speaking donkey voiced by Eddie Murphy, a perfect comedic team came to life. The banter between the two was the biggest highlight of the movie. Then, when you add the daydreaming Princess Fiona, played by Diaz, well, then you have an unstoppable group. Number 4, it had a great message. When you take a step back from all the comedy, Shrek really does have a positive message. There were a few good scenes that had serious tones which showed the ogres, even though they're big and scary, were able to feel, show compassion and even love. Although hard and thick-skinned on the outside, Shrek was hurting and lonely on the inside. Then along comes Fiona. She is beautiful, graceful, and proper, absolutely a catch, but she has a secret as well. She turns into an ogre every night. Beautiful on the outside, but seemingly ugly on the inside. Eventually, the two ended up being a great pair, as you could expect. They complemented each other in every single way. It shows us not only that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but even those that are considerably undesirable can find happiness. Number 3, the real-life references. Did anyone catch the multiple real-life references found throughout the movie? Well, the movie was full of them. How great was it to watch Shrek wrestle everyone in the ring, performing body slams and hitting people with chairs? How about the soundtrack where we could hear the likes of Smash Mouth, Willie Nelson, or Leonard Cohen? These references kept the audience hooked and entertained throughout the movie. As we said before, adults were loving this movie as much as the children were. This is one of the reasons why. They could relate to the script without having to figure out ways to think like a child. Number 2, the jokes were hilarious. If you've seen some of our previous videos, you'll know that we appreciate it when adult-oriented humor is slipped into kids' movies. Shrek was filled to the brim with these types of jokes, and the adults ate it up. Lord Farquaad was a perfect example of this type of humor. Being such a short man, he lived in a huge castle. Shrek took notice of this and wondered if he was compensating for something.
Farquaad's castle.
That's the place.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Yeah, you know what that means. Even when Donkey dropped a few choice words, they are done in such a way that they either barely are noticeable or they fit because they have other meanings that aren't vulgar. It will never get old. Number 1, the overall writing was genius. What proves this to be a great movie is how we can rewatch it and still be impressed with how original and incredible it is. Everything in this list is a culmination of a stellar writing department. The story was engaging, the message was uplifting, the jokes were hilarious, and everything flowed together to make a flawless film. Even though the humor is the most prevalent aspect of this movie, it was the delivery that took it from great to stellar. Although the adult themes are pretty regular, they aren't blatant. The innocent jokes for the kids aren't so dumbed down that they can't be appreciated by everyone. The writing was king. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you like our video, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, check out some of our previous videos for more great content. We'll see you next time.